on me, take me on, take on me on. I'm recording. I'm gonna leave that in. That's gonna be my intro. Hello, my name is Liam SR, and welcome to a video where again I've gone online, scoured the web, and I've found some facts, some scary, creepy, whatever you want to call them, facts. Some creepy facts. That sounds better. Creepy facts that I hope you've never heard before, and that you'll watch and go, wow, Liam SR, you found some really great creepy facts. Thanks for that. I hope. So, let's just get into it. So, did you know that Disneyland's famous Pirates of the Caribbean ride used real skeletons? The engineers from Disney took one look at the fake skeletons that were initially brought in and thought that they weren't creepy enough. This might be because prosthetics in the 1960s weren't as convincing as they are now. To offer a more authentic experience, Disney engineers enlisted the help of the University of California of Los Angeles anatomy department for real skeletons. So imagine everyone's like, ooh, and the skeleton's like, it's kind of creepy. So, Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street is based on a real story. Director Craven revealed that the inspiration for the iconic slasher film came from a story he read from the LA Times. A boy was having disturbing nightmares and refused to sleep for days out of fear. The same night he succumbed to exhaustion, he died in his sleep, but not before screaming for help in the middle of the night because of his nightmares. It's like a double-edged sword. It's kind of sad and creepy. Like, the kid was just really tired. Oh, I mean, shivers, literal shivers. Every single day, a person consumes around 1 to 2 cups of snot. More mucus travels into the trachea than it leaks out of the nose, so most of it ends up at the back of your throat. It might gross you out, this fact, but it's completely harmless and normal. So you're telling me I'm literally like, what's this? Snot. Delicious. Right down the back of my throat. Aztec priests believed that the tears of children could stop droughts. Aztec followers believed in the power of human sacrifice, and many of their rituals included sacrificing women and children to serve their sun god, Huitzilopochtli. I don't know how to pronounce that. Sorry if anyone's watching that. When they experienced drought, Aztec priests sacrificed children because they believed tears could call off the rain. So it would call on the rain. It's sad. It's very sad. The Devil's Bible exists, and it's a contract between a monk and Satan himself. Also known as the Codex Gigas, the Devil's Bible is the largest Latin manuscript known to the world. It contains a full-page portrait of Satan. People believe the manuscript contains the contract of a monk who sold his soul to Satan in the 13th century in order to escape execution. It's like interesting, kind of creepy too. If it's real, terrifying. If it's not real, kind of interesting that someone's made a huge Latin book based on just the devil and hell and contracts and things like that. I like it. People used hollowed human skulls as bowls and cups back in ancient England. Another creepy fact that dates back to ancient England is the cave settlers fashioned cups out of human skulls. They would hollow out the skull and remove the surrounding tissue so they could use it as a drinking vessel. That's certainly some food for thought. The website themselves have added a joke at the end. See this? See this? Get a grip. Being buried alive accidentally occurred so often that people invented safety coffins. Doctors often misdiagnosed ill patients, and this was common in the 17th century in England. Alice Blunden is an example. A doctor mistakenly pronounced her dead after she had drank sedatives, and she was accidentally buried alive. This horrifying ordeal didn't just happen once, but twice. After exhuming her and finding her near death, they buried her once more, only for her to struggle in the casket, still alive, until she eventually died. Being buried alive is a terrifying thing to think about. Like, the fact that you could just be put in a hole, covered in dirt. But as they say, safety coffins now. So, never get buried alive. Chill out. You'll be fine. Just, I don't have a clue how they work. So, maybe panic still. People say that there is a haunted radio station from Russia. UVB-76 broadcasts white static noises and occasionally picks up a Russian transmission, but nobody knows where this low frequency radio station broadcasts from. It gets even creepier. when you find out that it's been broadcasting since 1982. That is kind of creepy, like a haunted radio station that every now and then will pick up actual sound and people talking, especially if you don't speak Russian. Like, I always think about things like this, how it's just the language barrier that makes it scarier. If it was just like you're sitting there and it was an English radio station, obviously English talking, and you just randomly heard someone go, yeah, so it's just one of them things, she shoved it up my bum. And then you're like, oh, well, that's not scary at all, but if you heard, you're like, oh god, that's scary. Use your big brain. Right, this one kind of hits home because I'm terrified of the ocean. To this date, scientists have only been able to account for less than 10% of the ocean. The ocean compromises over 70% of the Earth's surface, and with only 10% of that accounted for, plenty believe the ocean to be home of some of the creepiest and most frightening creatures alive. Today's technology continues to advance, but the deep levels of the ocean make it difficult to explore any further. What's clear is that so far, the unknown continues to scare us plenty. That's right, the ocean is a terrifying thing, and to think that, like, well, bringing the can back in, 10%, like, what, that? So imagine this much of the can. If I drank that much, I'm not going to know how much, what's in the rest of it, am I? That's, like, it's a scary thing to think about. Like, people say about like hell could be real, it might just be somewhere in the ocean, we don't know. People say about monsters, there might be monsters, they might just be somewhere in the ocean. There's still 90% of this thing that we still need to find and look in. I mean, you can't say, you know what I mean, you can't straight up say some things don't happen and don't exist because we don't know. This one is kind of weird. Some fish have human-like teeth. Fish have their fair share of horrifying facts, but the pacu fish from South America might be the creepiest for some just because of their teeth. Despite being related to piranhas, pacu fish have square, straight teeth that look just like ours instead of sharp fangs. Pacu fish use their molars to crack nuts and chew through plants. Look at this fish. Put it right here. Look at this fish. Look at this fish. It's got teeth like me. Pacu. Pigs can eat anything, and that includes humans. One creepy fact is that most people don't know about pigs is that they have been many records of farmers dying from being eaten by their pigs. The common occurrence is that while tending to the pigs, the farmer encounters an accident in the pen, and the hogs eventually feast on the owner's body. Now, this goes for most pets, like household animals, and I know pigs aren't household, but dogs and cats, if you died and there was no other source of food, obviously the animal will eat you. If you were dead just lying there, it'd eat you. If you were just, it's got to, or it's going to die itself. You put humans on a place where they can't eat anything else and they'll eat each other. It's like common knowledge. I think most things in that situation will eat each other or the things around them. If you were trapped on an island with your dog, it'd either die or eat the dog. Most people today will probably just die, to be fair. Medical errors cause around 250,000 deaths every year. One sad and horrifying fact is that medical errors are the third leading cause of death in the United States. An incorrect diagnosis, delays in therapy, and mismanagement of a condition are all medical errors that have cost lives. However, what might be most horrifying about this is that these are all seen as preventable deaths. I wouldn't say they're all preventable. You know what I mean? Locked in syndrome is a scary condition where you are conscious whilst in a coma. Being unable to speak is one thing, but suddenly being unable to speak and move is downright terrifying. This happens if you have locked in syndrome, LIS, or pseudocoma. A patient with locked in syndrome is locked into a coma like state whilst they are conscious. Their body is completely paralyzed. In this state, they can only move their eyes. Think of it as the opposite of sleep paralysis, but just as creepy. Ooh. Some trees can grow inside of your lungs. In Russia, doctors performed surgery on a man called Artem Sidorkin, suspecting that he had a cancerous tumour in his lungs. Instead of a tumour, they found a 5 centimetre fir tree branch in his lung. Doctors believe that Sidorkin accidentally swallowed a fir bud, which later had grew into a branch. A similar case happened in Massachusetts when Ron Sweden suffered from a collapsed lung. After his family rushed Sweden to hospital, the doctors found a growing pea plant in his lung. Some might find this creepy or even fascinating, but Sweden found it funny as he munched on peas during his first meal after the surgery. I don't know, I'd be like, I'd be happy being like, right, yeah, Liam, you've got a sweet corn growing on your brain. Like, oh, corn on the brain. Give me some corn. No, no. But thanks for watching, guys. I've been Liam SR, and these have been some creepy or weird facts. Some of them were creepy, some weren't. Some were a bit morbid, some weren't. But either way, comment down below which was your favourite. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Catch you later. Mwah. Bless up. Thank you.